Heard a lot about this show, the ExCandidates.
This has been a pretty thorough interview.
These institutions which we've been told to respect and trust are actually completely untrustworthy.
Have you confirmed that you are negative before attending tonight if you are unvaccinated?
I still see people with masks on and driving, and they're in the car by themselves.
So you can pay my electricity bill, you thieving little spit.
We're teaching them about what it means to be a pansexual instead of teaching them how to do your taxes.
It's no for me. I say no to the voice.
Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of the ExCandidates. My name is Stephen Tripp, and as always, I have the pleasure of being joined by Adam Zara. How you going today, Adam?
Oh, pretty good, thanks, Stephen. How you going, mate?
You're down in Melbourne.
Down in Melbourne today. So so I've set up in my little bedroom at my family's house. Had to come down. Well, we wanted to come down for Easter, but one of my family members had a really big spinal issue recently and has just had major surgery done. So we thought we'd all come down over the 4-day break and celebrate Easter with them. So so I'm in a bedroom at the moment. So excuse the office, but we're here and we're doing it with Dr. Phillip Altman.
Yes, we have Dr. Phillip Altman on today. He's a well-known Australian authority on clinical trials and drug regulatory affairs with almost 40 years of experience in designing, managing and reporting of clinical trials and working with the Australian Therapeutic Goods Administration, the TGA, in gaining new drug approvals. His career has seen him involved in more than 100 clinical trials and has been personally responsible for the market approval of numerous new drugs since joining the pharmaceutical industry in 1974. Wow. Dr. Altman has a comprehensive working knowledge of the international pharmaceutical standards and guidelines involved in all aspects of drug development, including the manufacturing of drugs, animal and clinical safety, and efficacy testing. Since the pandemic, Dr. Altman has frequently appeared in various interviews and has been published widely on COVID, the COVID vaccines, and COVID treatment. Most recently, Dr. Altman ran as an independent candidate for Manly at the most recent New South Wales state election. Thank you very much for coming on the show today, Dr. Altman.
Thank you very much for the invitation.
Now, that was a bit of an intro there, but that's only a brief, outline of your history and your experience. Can you just give us a bit of more of a background of who you are for people that might not know?
Sure. So I did all my formal education at Sydney University. I did a Bachelor of Pharmacy with honors, Master of Science, PhD in pharmacology and basically drug development. So I've been involved in developing drugs all my life. I did my PhD in drug development because I wanted to be useful to Big Pharma, and I joined Big Pharma and worked for a number of international pharmaceutical companies. Did very well there, and after a number of years, I decided I knew enough to become a consultant. And I started off on my own as a one-man band, and that grew and grew and grew. And my company basically ended up consulting for probably more than half of the multinational pharmaceutical companies in Australia in relation to the design, the management, and reporting of clinical trials and the registration of new drugs. I employed doctors and pharmacists and nurses and statisticians and health economists. It was quite a successful company, and I sold that company and retired a number of years ago. When this pandemic hit, I was very, very happy with my life. I was consulting here and there for various people that knew me in the industry, but I had no idea what I would get involved with when this pandemic hit, because I started to look at the data, started to look at these vaccines, started to look at what was being said about ivermectin, and I knew instantly that there was something wrong. And so I rolled up my sleeves and I got to work. And And whatever I publish, I back it up with documented evidence, and people can judge me for what I publish. So far, I've haven't really been attacked very seriously by anyone. Knock on wood. But I just stick to the facts, and I present the facts on a regular basis.
Well, you are a hero to us, and I guess together we all work together because you can give us information. So we're not 75, we're, I'm in my early 40s, Stephen's sub 40. And what happens is, we can, maybe we have the nous to keep on the front line, but with people like yourself who can give us the information that we can trust. I know just from talking to you right now that I can look I'm looking into your eyes through the camera, and I can see that what you're saying and what you're doing is like for real, the truth, and it's backed up. I can trust what you have to say. I can read what you say, and I can go, yes, that aligns with what I'm saying, and I can then go out there and use the information. You're like the armory, and we are like the cannon, if you get it, So you can give us the arms, and we can just fire it out there, Yeah. And I guess that's what I look at myself as like, and I hope. And I know Stephen's, I hope Stephen's like that too. We absorb and we use our little bit of being a candidate or ex-candidate to reach out across the world and speak to all these special different people like yourself, get the information from the source and then use it to get it out there. And I think that's what we do, So I think all of us together are a team for truth.
Absolutely.
And we need just to back each other up 100%. So, I've got you now in my book. I can get your information anytime I need it, and you know who I am. And then I can ring you up and say, hey, I've got this question. I need the answer for it. And you go, yeah, no worries, Adam. Here you go. And that's just what we do. And it's happened before. I've had it happen to me. I've asked people for information. So it's wonderful that you're here, and you're a brave man. And thank you very much for standing up and doing what you've done. We can't do it without you. And it's awesome. Anyway, sorry, Steve. I have to always I have to personally thank our guests, especially when they're as brave and as strong as yourself. So thank you.
Thank you.
No, that's good, Adam. And let me say that if you're 75, you're doing very well. And I'd much rather take health advice from someone that looks as good as you at 75 compared to someone like Kerry Chant.
Yes.
So thank you very much for coming on and giving us your time. We're very grateful for that. Just put it out there again. You've mentioned it before, your website and your Substack, that we'll put the links in the description as well.
All right. So I have a website, which is Phillip Altman, all one word. It's Phillip with two L's, philipaltman.com.au. And that contains a list of all my publications. But on a daily basis, almost on a daily basis, I publish a Substack, which is philipaultman.substack.com. If people don't know what a Substack is, it's a medium which is fairly new, very effective, and a lot of people in the COVID space use the Substack. You can subscribe to my Substack. It is free. You can just hit the buttons and subscribe, but you won't be charged. It's free. Okay, awesome. I'm on there. I'll be on that today.
Yeah, and I've already been on there, so I definitely recommend people to get on there.
Go back. I started back in January, the 10th of January, I think. So go back and read my old Substacks. There's a lot of information there.
All right.
Yeah, there's a lot here, so a lot of good information. So thank you very much for coming on again. Thank you, Adam. We always appreciate having you on. And if you've enjoyed this, this interview, say it every time. Please share it out there. We're not the best at social media either, so we rely on our viewers to share this around, share this information, send it to your friends, maybe people that may have been affected by these jabs, maybe send it to them, and maybe they can start to follow Dr. Phillip Altman, get some information from him. So thank you everyone for watching, and we'll see you next time.